Chapter 24. The Lion Watched. The city of Bloemfontein lay quiet under a heavy dusk, but Marnus was never truly alone. Eyes followed him, some of heaven, some of hell, and some of flesh and blood. Every step he took was measured, studied, weighed in scales unseen. From rooftops, Theo crouched with folded arms, his tiger eyes burning. He hated how much he was drawn to the lion's life. Marnus was not like other men. He carried something heavier, something that pulled both angels and beasts into orbit around him. Theo whispered into the wind, "Why do you rise when every stone should crush you?" Below, Marnus dialed Kirsten's number, needing her voice the way a drowning man needs air. Her hello was warm but fragile. "You sound far away," he said softly. "I am far," she admitted. "It's just the distance, the loneliness. I wonder if this is even possible. Can we really keep holding on like this?" Her words sank like knives into his chest. He forced a chuckle. "I'll fight for you, Kirsten, even if I stand alone." But when the call ended, his hands trembled. From the shadowed street corner, Malik's whisper slithered to his army. There, the crack, the woman, the loneliness. Push deeper, shatter them from within. His beasts howled in response, eager to tear the lion's heart apart. The next day, at Kirsten's home, Marcus performed his ritual crime. Sugar, again. With a mischievous grin, he dipped a spoon, shoveled it into his mouth and tried to sneak away. But Kirsten caught him mid-crunch. "Marcus," she scolded, hands on hips. He froze, cheeks bulging like a guilty squirrel. "What? It's just fuel for prayer." Kirsten burst out laughing despite herself. Watching unseen, Theo slapped his knee and roared with laughter. "This chosen one steals sugar like a naughty child." For the first time, his laughter wasn't cruel. It was real. The tiger's heart softened. That night, Gabrielle descended, her light spilling like fire across Theo's rooftop vigil. "Tell me," Theo demanded, his voice thick, "is he truly what I think he is?" Gabrielle's gaze pierced him. "Yes, even broken lions are chosen, but the mark cuts both ways. Strike him again, and you chain yourself." Theo clenched his fists. He already knew it was true, every wound he had back into his own future. His claws trembled. "Then maybe my fight is not against him, but against me." Meanwhile, Marnus walked the streets of Bloemfontein restlessly. Out of nowhere, a familiar voice boomed. "Marnus, jy bliksem!" He turned, stunned, and saw Willie Shutter, old friend, broad smile, farmer's hands strong enough to break stone. Willie hugged him so hard Marnus nearly lost breath. They sat at a cafe, steam curling from mugs. Willie leaned forward, eyes sharp. "You okay, Almart? You look like a lion with his mane cut off." Marnus forced a laugh. "I'm fine, just tired." Willie shook his head. "I knew you when you were wild, you had fire, bro. Took on the whole rugby pack just to prove you could. Now you walk like a man carrying graves on your back." Marnus swallowed hard. "I'm still fighting, Willie. That's all I've got left." "You don't even see it, do you?" Willie's voice lowered, steady as iron. "Why you're still alive. Why the devils circle you. Why the angels bleed for you. You're chosen. That's why. You're not cursed, you're called. But you've got to stop living like your wounds define you." The words broke something inside him. For the first time in years, Marnus's eyes filled with tears in front of another man. Willie reached across the table, his calloused hand firm. "Fight, Marnus, not just to survive, but to become." In the spirit realm, unseen by flesh, two boys stood guard near Madri's bed. Destin and Lee, children of spirit, blood of the lion, unrecognized by their siblings. "She doesn't know us," Destin whispered. "But we still fight for her," Lee replied, eyes blazing. And in her sleep, Madri turned and whispered into her pillow, "Don't give up, Papa." Later that week, Marnus sat across from Marius van der Linde, the friend he once met in rehab, now a pastor, his scars carried like medals. "You've walked through fire," Marius said. "That makes you dangerous to it. I want you in my rehab, not as a patient, but as a counselor. The broken listen best to the broken who survived." Marnus wanted to refuse. He still felt too shattered. But Willie's words echoed in his chest. Slowly he nodded. "I'll try." On his way home, a goat blocked his path, eyes glowing red, grin grotesque. A beast of Malik's horde, it charged. Marnus braced, fists clenched, but before it struck, a burning shield flared, Franz, unseen guardian, driving the creature back in fire. Marnus staggered, gasping, unaware of how close the jaws had come. Above, Malik snarled, "Tear him apart, piece by piece." But as he spoke, a thunder rolled in heaven. Michael's voice cut through the darkness. Touch not the anointed, Malik. You've been warned. The shadows trembled. Malik's grin faltered. And so the lion kept walking. Not flawless, not fearless, but still walking, still watched, still chosen. And hell were not at rest. On a hill beyond the city, 5 figures gathered. Their light bent the air, wings folding like banners of flame. Michael stood tall, his sword plunged into the earth. Beside him, Gabriel's eyes burned with a fierce sorrow. Gabriel's voice carried gentleness like wind over water. Apel's presence shimmered, sharp and hidden, like a knife beneath cloth. Between them, Marcus, small, sugar still on his breath, looked up with wide eyes. "Are you really angels?" Gabriel knelt, brushing his cheek. "We are messengers, little one, but the greatest message is not from us. It's written in your father's life." Michael's voice thundered like storm. "The lion walks blind, surrounded by beasts. His steps are weak, yet every fall shakes eternity." Apel lifted a hand. "Show him. Give him the vision. Let him see what waits beyond the ashes." But Gabriel shook his head, stern and steady. "No. Free will must remain. To be chosen is not to be forced. Even Manus must walk by his own flame." Their silence weighed. Even angels could not decide destiny. At that same hour, a shadow stirred near Madri's window. A goat-shaped beast crept closer, eyes blazing red. Its breath steamed, thick with sulphur. It leapt for her bed. Steel flashed, claws struck. Theo fell upon it like a storm. The fight was brutal, hooves kicking, horns slashing. But the tiger did not relent. With a roar that split the night, Theo drove the beast into dust. Breathing hard, he looked at the sleeping girl. She had never stirred, never known. His chest heaved. She has no idea. He has no idea. The fool doesn't even know he's chosen. His laughter broke into a sob, and still he walks into fire. For the first time in his long hunt, Theo turned his eyes upward instead of downward. Days later, Manus carried a single bag into Marius van der Linde's rehab. The building was simple, paint chipped, garden untidy, but there was a strange peace in the air. Marius clasped his shoulder. "You're not a patient here, Manus. You're a counselor. You've bled enough. Now you'll show others how to heal." Manus nodded, though his chest felt tight. "I don't know if I can save anyone." Marius smiled. "You don't have to save them. Just walk with them. That's enough." As Manus stepped into his new room, memories struck hard. Willie Shutty's laughter on rugby fields, the boyhood nights in Bloemfontein when they swore they'd never break. And now Willie's voice still rang like a prophecy. "You're not cursed, O Mart. You're called." The lion sat on his bed, staring at the cracked ceiling. He felt both more lost and more alive than ever before. Far above, the Council of Angels looked down one last time. Michael's voice rumbled, heavy with warning. The war sharpens. Malik gathers his horde, but this lion, he is only beginning. Gabriel whispered, "The children believe in him." Apel's eyes burned. "The tiger will choose soon, and when he does, the lines will shift." And Gabriel, steady as stone, said, "Then let the earth watch. Let free will write the tale." Manus lay awake in the rehab that night, alone, unaware of the eyes above, the beasts below, or the destiny pressed like fire into his bones. He whispered into the silence, "God, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll keep walking." The silence did not answer, but in that silence the story did not end, only deepened, and far beyond the war prepared for its next page.